Hello, my name is McGee. I first attended Coventry High School in my freshman and half of my sophomore year. During my time at the high school, I did not really care about my learning other than just getting the credits to graduate. However, coming to the Green School has changed my thoughts on high school. The transition from middle school to high school was rather easy for me. It was just like another year. My expectations for high school have all been met between the difficulties and joys it would bring. However, it is difficult at times when I get wrapped up in myself. I overthink certain concepts even when I know them, which is hard for me as a learner. Middle school, in ways, overprepared me in my people skills rather than in my learning skills, I believe. We had to actually go over a lot of different techniques when it came to learning at the high school, such as learning how to write essays with supporting evidence. A time when I had to show strength was when difficulty arose when my friend and I began to grow apart. Being able to rely on people around you is incredible, though I always want to better myself. Sometimes you have to make hard choices and cut ties in order to improve yourself instead of falling with your friends. I am very blunt to situations, like losing a very close friend of mine. In this situation, my friend and I grew apart because she would rather pay attention to her cheerleading friends than her old friends. She also grew very mean towards our mutual friends and me. At the time, I tried to ignore the situation at hand and do other things, but that did not solve anything. I had to say something. Once I told her about how we felt, she became standoffish. I then decided I could not be friends with someone who could be so rude and hurtful. At first, the situation really stung, but I knew it made me grow as a person. How close am I to people? Sometimes I'm extremely close, but other times I feel so far away. In ways, it brought my social and emotional health down. Yet, my intellectuality has been able to increase. I recognize you need to be social, but sometimes it's hard. You have to keep strong and persevere through the pain in order to succeed. Athena guides Odysseus throughout the Odyssey. Everything she does is to guide Odysseus and help him succeed. When he returns to Ithaca, Athena reassures Odysseus during the battle with the sutures. She does not become fully involved, preferring instead to watch Odysseus fight and prevail on his own. She made sure not to intervene in order to make Odysseus succeed by his own will. Athena helps Odysseus by showing up by his side to aid him. She boosts his confidence and interferes his life in a positive way. This relates to me because when my friends come to me for help, I give them the knowledge they need to get through their problems. However, I cannot actually help them achieve getting through their situation. Wisdom and strength are two key things both Athena and I share. Being able to help others shows the amount of strength and wisdom you have. I care about people's well-being, but they also need to be able to grow as a person when getting through their life problems. In my journey, I have been able to figure out who I should and should not let in. Going through certain life problems has made me able to decipher who is good and who is bad, which allows me to make better decisions for myself. As a student at the Green School, I have been able to become a responsible learner. Working on Passage has made me make harder decisions like working on the project or hanging out with friends. Last year I would have went out with friends, but this year I decided to actually work on the project, which was more important. I'm excited to be going into my next year of high school as a junior because that means there is more time to grow as a person and better myself. Thank you so much for watching my video. I enjoyed presenting my journey to you all.